Hey guys, we're gonna plant some trees today. I've got the trees right behind me here, so let me go through and show you all the different varieties that we have. There's a couple of different trees here, and we might pick up a few more too, but let me show you what we have right now, and then we'll go stick them into the ground. I think they all look pretty good. Most of them are pretty tall. I'm about 5'6", 5'7", and that one's all the way up there. So that's really nice. The first tree here in the line row of trees is a Honeycrisp apple tree. It requires full sun. It says 10 to 15 feet tall and 6 to 8 feet wide. Hardy all the way down to a zone 3. We are gardening in zone 7 in Virginia. So zone 3 is a lot colder than we are. So this one will definitely be good here. Honeycrisp apples are one of my favorite apple varieties. So I was really excited when Ryan was at the store and he saw those. So he picked up 2 of those actually. So we have 2 Honeycrisp apple trees. That is what these 2 trees here on the end are. The next tree in the line is a peach tree actually. This is the Reliance peach. Very cold hardy, self-pollinating, and it is a dwarf size. 8 to 12 inches tall and 8 to 12 feet tall and 8 to 12 feet wide. Hardy down to a zone 4. Zone 4, again, that's good here for zone 7. I looked up the chill hours that were required for all these trees, and we're safe in the zone for where we are here. Because most trees require a certain number of chill hours during the winter months in order to set the fruit and produce it like they should. The next tree is not a fruit tree, but it's a willow tree. And this is the tallest one out of the bunch. I gotta lean my camera all the way back so you can see the top of it. I don't know, maybe 12 feet tall. It's a really good sized willow tree. And I had been looking at a willow tree at a local nursery. I've been wanting to plant one for a while, and they were double the price. This one was $40, $39.99 to be exact. And the one at the local nursery that I was looking at was a little bit smaller, and it was actually about triple the price. So I feel like that was a pretty good deal, and it looks pretty straight too. And the spot where I want to plant it is really, really wet. So I'm hoping that this will help with some of the soil erosion in that area and help reduce the amount of standing water that's there. I'll show you guys exactly where I'm going to plant it when we plant it here together in a few minutes. Here's a picture of the willow tree. It is a weeping willow. Salix babylonica? It says good for wet sites, so I'm hoping that is true because the site I'm going to plant it is really wet. Full sun, and it gets 30 to 40 feet tall by 30 to 40 feet wide, hardy down to a zone 5. I just love the way the branches fall on a weeping willow. I think they're so pretty. My grandparents had a weeping willow tree in their front yard growing up, and it was one of those trees that I loved to climb, and me and my brother would climb that weeping willow tree almost every time we went over to their house, and it's a fond childhood memory of mine. So I'm excited to have one in our own yard. I just think they're so pretty. The chickens agree with me. They think it's pretty too. The last tree in the line here that we've picked up this morning is another peach tree. This is an Alberta peach. Full sun, 10 to 15 feet tall and 8 to 12 feet wide. Hardy down to a zone 5 as well. Reliably sweet and flavorful. I feel like an Alberta peach is just like your classic peach variety. Let's walk over to the orchard where we have a couple trees already planted, and I'll show you what varieties we already have in our orchard. We're gonna head over to the orchard now, and I'll show you what we already have planted in the ground. These are our current fruit trees that we have planted. We only have 4 in the ground right now, so I'm excited to expand the orchard. Our peach tree here at the very end always flowers too early. We've only had it in the ground a little while. The flowers are beautiful, but we're most likely gonna get another frost. We still are several weeks out from our last frost date, and that could kill off any little baby peaches. The blossoms are beautiful though. This is a tropic snow peach. So I'm worried the frost is probably going to kill any potential peaches we might have, like it did last year, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky. It has been a little bit of a warmer spring so far, so time will tell. We'll find out. This is another peach tree. It has a little bit of green on it, but no significant flowering yet. The tag on this peach tree, the second one in the row, has gotten removed or blown away somehow, but I'll pop the name on the screen once I look it up in the house, because I have all of our tree and plant varieties on a big spreadsheet on the computer. I keep track of everything that I plant. And then we have 2 apple trees here at the end of the row too. All 4 of these trees here that are currently planted in our orchard are all a little bit on the shorter side, and they don't look the best. Now, they were end of season clearance trees when I bought them and planted them, so hopefully we'll get our money's worth. We have yet to receive any fruit off of them though, but they haven't been in the ground that long. So to recap the trees we have in the orchard, the first 2 varieties are peach trees and the last 2 are apple trees. These are all the varieties of the trees we have currently. All our clearance orchard trees are still alive, so that's a win so far. You have more in your pocket? One more in your pocket? Hey, honey. These are beautiful. Thank you for my flowers, but these would have turned into peaches if you had left them on the tree. Do you see the picture on that tag? Do you see the picture?
Yes.
Do you like eating peaches?
Yes.
So can you leave the rest of the flowers on the tree for me, please?
Yeah, me that.
Okay. You're going to put those back in your pocket?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I just made a new discovery. Perhaps the reason we didn't get any peaches or apples last year is because the kids picked off all the flowers. I blamed the frost, but there may have been a more toddler-approved explanation for why we didn't get any fruit. It was cute that he wanted to pick me flowers, though. This spring and summer, I have an exciting series that I'm going to be doing here on our channel where I'm going to be planting a perennial berry garden. So, surprise! That is something that's coming, that's in the works, and I'm really excited to be taking you guys along for that journey. I'm not going to give you all the exact details yet, but it's going to be going right in this area. So follow along and subscribe so you don't miss out on all those videos. I'm going to be taking you guys through all the steps of putting that together. Having perennial fruit and berries and things like that are something that I really want to increase the number of things we have, because having a bush that you can put in the ground and then still be there 15, 20 years later and have fruit off of it is something that's really appealing to me. So that's a little sneak peek on what we're going to be doing here shortly. Let's go over and I'll show you where we're going to plant the willow tree. We're going to go over to the front yard. That is where we are going to plant the willow tree. You can hear the squish of the ground beneath my feet as I'm walking. This area is really wet here in the front yard. From about where that pine tree is, all along the edge of the yard, kind of where we have the grass mowed to the start of the field, all the way down to this other tree line here, the ground is really wet and muddy, and it stays that way pretty much all winter. I have a theory that we probably have a natural spring somewhere up there towards the top of the hill, and that's causing water to flow down this way. So hopefully planting a few trees along this kind of edge where yard meets field will help with all of that water, because it's kind of a muddy mess right now. You can see the ground's pretty wet and muddy. You want to show them how muddy it is? Take a step forward. Let's show them how muddy it is. Yeah, see, it goes squish. One thing I've read in my research about willow trees is that their roots will spread out pretty far in search of water. Willow trees like to be planted somewhere where there is quite a bit of water. I'm hoping all that research is true because this area is very wet. The kids and I took the tape measure yesterday and measured 100 feet from the front porch, and that lines up pretty much perfectly with the edge of the yard and the field. Yep, right here. My helper's showing me. Right here is where we found our spot. So right here is 100 feet from the house, and this is where we're going to plant the willow tree. I feel pretty confident that that's far enough away from the house to keep the roots in check and keep them away from our foundation. Plus, I don't think they'll go searching out water towards the house because the wet areas down here where we're going to be planting it, not up by the house. Up by the house is a lot drier. A friend of ours from church is letting us borrow their auger so that we can get these trees into the ground, hopefully pretty quickly, without having to use a shovel. Ryan's gonna go pick that up this afternoon after work, and we'll get these trees into the ground. I have a little bit of a mystery I'm hoping y'all can help me with. All throughout our front yard and our backyard, we have holes in the ground. I don't know where these holes came from, and I don't know why they're there. I guess something in nature helped us aerate our lawn because it kind of looks like someone came through and aerated the lawn. I have a theory that it may be robins. Robins have been flocking in the yard. Hundreds and hundreds of them have been coming into our yard, and I see them. So I wonder if they're digging for grubs. But can a robin make a hole this size? Is that possible? Let me know if it is in the comments. I am curious on what this could be. My theory is robins, but if you know that it's something different, let me know what it could be. Or if robins is a good theory.
Big one.
You found a big one?
Yeah, right here. Right here.
Oh, they found a big one.
They do.
Oh, you're right. That is a big one. Yeah, but there's just holes everywhere. Here, you can see out the window, there's a bunch of birds in the yard. These are all robins. There's quite a few here, but there's normally even more than this. Normally there's several hundred in the yard at one time.
Wait, what?
The willow tree is in the ground, and all the fruit trees we ended up planting at night via the truck headlights, and that was something that was kind of hard to film because it was a little bit too dark, but it was a fun evening. Ryan actually picked up a couple more trees and we put those in the ground. I didn't film that, but let me show you all the new tree varieties. This is what all the trees look like right now. Granny Smith. And then the next one in the row, Pink Lady. Then we have a Honeycrisp. And look at this one, it's already flowering, it's so pretty. Fuji Apple. Another Honeycrisp. And then the peach trees, which already have beautiful buds on them. This is the Reliance Peach. Pretty. And this one that's really budded out. Oh look, there's a bee. Oh, He kind of flew away. There was a little honeybee. Alberta peach. Oh, there's another honeybee. Well, that's good. They're already pollinating. It was hard to catch, but there was already a honeybee on there. That's good. They're pollinating the fruit. Those are some of the first bees I've seen this year. My name's Cara. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see us garden and plant our perennial garden this summer. Bye, y'all.